Everybody out there, this is Sharp, reporting to you live from the man cave. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the late, great Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was an icon from the 70s era. I mean, he was a true icon. You're talking about a dude who had an afro that was larger than life. He starred in a movie back in the day called Enter the Dragon. He was opposite one of the greatest action heroes of all time, which is Bruce Lee. And the dude held his own. You talking about a time when, during the 70s, it was during the Black Power movement. I mean, this is the time when, a lot of black folks needed somebody on the screen that was kicking ass and like taking no prisoners. And Jim Kelly was that guy, man. And he wasn't like a fake martial artist dude. He was the real deal. Like, he really actually was a martial artist. Like, off the screen, he wasn't just no actor. He wasn't no dude faking, actor faking to be a kung fu dude. He was a kung fu dude who became an actor. So we really got to give a shout out to him, just for being an original, having that professional integrity on screen, off screen. We really got to give credit where credit is due. And Jim Kelly is one of those guys who deserves it. And I think that sometimes we forget about the past and we forget about the guys who really laid the framework and laid the blueprint for the success for the people you see today. No Jim Kelly, no Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? No Jim Kelly, no Eddie Murphy even. Those guys like Jim Kelly, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, those guys from the 70s, we don't give them enough credit. We look at the blaxploitation era and, people look at it and say, like it was a joke, because they had the bell bottoms, they had the afros, they had the, what you saying, man, or whatever else lingo from that era. But it was needed, it was necessary, and those guys, they did what they had to do. So give credit where credit is due, and much respect to Jim Kelly. With that said, I'm here to talk about who I came to talk about, and that is Dwight Howard. What are we going to do with this guy? Come on, Dwight. Make up your mind. You go from Orlando to LA, two of the best places that you could be right now in the United States. You know what I'm talking about? You're talking about the Magic Kingdom to Hollywood. And you still unhappy. I mean, I call Dwight Howard like a product of this new generation of superstars, man. It's like they're never happy, they're never satisfied. But, satisfaction comes from within. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to chase Shaquille Oneal, the legacy of Shaquille Oneal. He wants to be the new Superman. Dog, you're not Shaquille Oneal. Forget about it. Shaquille Oneal was special. Shaquille Oneal was a big man who wasn't afraid to be a big man. You know what I mean? Shaquille, he looks at Shaquille from the silly side, but Shaquille was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Between those lines, Shaquille Oneal took no prisoners. You know what I'm saying? You piss Shaq off, he would throw an elbow in your chest in a minute. Shaquille Oneal was just a giant. He wasn't no gentle giant, believe me. If you got a chance to really see Shaquille Oneal play, Shaquille was a beast. See, but Dwight Howard is trying to model himself after Shaq, but he's somewhere stuck, and he needs to make up his mind. Is he an entertainer or an athlete? Make up your mind, dude. You gotta stop trying to be this entertainer, this jovial, this jokester, this comedian. You do that during the off season or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when you between the lines, you gotta be a beast like Shaq was. But leave that alone. Just be yourself. Be Dwight Howard. Come into yourself. You're the best athlete, biggest big man, you know what I mean? Defensive player of the year. Dwight Howard was already building a legacy, but there's something missing. And hopefully he'll find it in Houston. He'll have some great leadership over there. You got Kevin McHale, the Dream, two of the best post players of all time, arguably the two best. And he can have an opportunity to learn from them and grow. He'll have an opportunity to play with James Harden, Jeremy Lin, two willing passers, two guys who will go out their way to make this big man look good. I see it being a successful situation for Dwight Howard, because the situation over with Nash and Kobe, that wasn't working out. As great as Kobe is, And listen, I'm not going to disrespect Kobe, but the reality is, Kobe, I call him Avon Barksdale. Kobe is Avon Barksdale on a basketball court. He wants his corners. He ain't going nowhere. Listen, Kobe, anybody that's familiar with The Wire, you understand, when Avon Barksdale got out, when he was locked up, he came back out, he was like, I want my corners. You know, even though he was old, the new breed was coming up, Avon wasn't going nowhere. And that's Kobe Bryant. He talks a good game. He talks about he getting old, he want to move on. But Kobe ain't going nowhere, man. Kobe's going to be Kobe until they drag him off the court. That's the bottom line. That's going to be his team until he retires. So we need to understand that. I think Dwight Howard understands that now. You know, he wasn't built for that. He wasn't built for that tug of war with Kobe. He would have to take that team from Kobe. And Dwight Howard's not built for that. So move on to Houston, move on to a new environment, new situation, smaller market, but still big man exposure the next upcoming season. Hopefully, let's just hope and pray that Dwight Howard does not come to any games dressed like this.